Alright, Isaac, I'm gonna come back to the other spawn. We're going to start near ACs and go in a circle as we usually do.
Okay. Nathan, look behind you real quick.
Oh, Christ. Alrighty, Slim, whenever you can, please let us know if you can hear both me and Isaac. And we will start. Appreciate you putting it up on the Team Grade Discord. Again, we'll start on your go. We'll wait a few minutes for everybody to get in here. Alright, I think he's typing. Alrighty, gonna wait just another second or two to allow people to join. Jesus Christ. Please don't.
I was just looking at the live stream while I was spinning. It was so funny.
Alright, so I'm gonna go and start it up. Before we start, I'm gonna mention the normal frick that we always say. I do understand that this is the boring part of being on a comp team, but it's probably one of the most important parts of being on a comp team. We've got to get these callouts down as a team. So it's important that we're on the same page. We can't be out here using different callouts. Everybody knows that. We're also going to be going over the usual stuff. We're going to go through the hardpoint rotations. Going to go through where to sit on the hardpoint to get current and next spawns. And then we're going to do lines of sight. So we're going to start with callouts, but before we do, I do want to mention that this map is a CDL hardpoint control and search and destroy map. So everything that you see today can be used in all three modes. So it's one of those maps where it's got all three. We need to make sure we're paying attention because we're going to run into this map a lot. Alright, so starting back here, we're just going to call this spawn back here. There's really nothing that we need to make anything specific because you shouldn't be back here really on any mode except for right here on a hardpoint. So that's about it. But this right here is called generators, just this small area right here, this square. So this is generators. And even though the game tells us that up here is generators, we're not going to call it generators. We're going to go with Team Black, and we're going to call this area AC. This is also a hard point. And then this is shop. Alright, we'll get to that in a second. This little room is shop. Alright, this is vent room. And then obviously vents. Well, I'll just go and walk through it. Some people don't have Cold War just yet. Alright, kind of backtracking ourselves. This is walkway. Some people call it top vents. You can say that if you want. But for the time being, we're going to make the official call out for this map. For this area. The walkway. Alright, so back in here is caution. This is back caution if someone happens to be camping right in here somewhere. Back caution. Up here is just caution. And this is a well-known spot, so we need to make sure that we know this call out. Alright, going back onto walkway. This room is called composite. Going back into here, this is back tanks. We did come up with a call out for that because there is a couple of lines of sight on there that can be used. But other than that, you really shouldn't be back here. So all this back here is just spawn. It's kind of like the back of the Arcloth Peak on Modern Warfare. Thank you. There's a lot of callouts on there that a lot of people don't even know. We've been on Modern Warfare for 1.5 years. So we're just going to call this spawn. No one should be back here. This just going to go with containers. This right here is A-bomb because this is where the A-bomb is in search and destroy. Dreams, do not spawn in, please. You need to be watching on the live stream. And then going up to here, this is radar. entire area is radar. It's also a hard point, and it's also a control point as well. Going into here, this is tire. This little area right here. Going down here, other teams have different callouts. So if you're on a different team other than Team Gray, you probably got a different callout for this room. But we are calling this bottom tire. I think it's the easiest thing. So you've got tire and bottom tire. Alright, going out here, we've got mid crates. This is also a hard point. Jesus Christ, Dreams. Dreams, you need to be, yeah, you need to be watching on the live stream, please.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you just go to a corner or something. It don't matter. Yeah, we're doing the call out session. All right, I'm continuing, but this is a hard point, and it is called mid crates. Going up to here, this is mid tanks. So we try to separate mid as much as we could. So mid tanks, obviously bottom tanks. Going over here, this is going to be floating tank. I took this one from Team Black because I didn't know what to call it. So we're going to call this floating tank. Over here, this is dumpsters. This is also a hard point. Pretty obvious, there's a bunch of dumpsters. And I don't think I called this out. But this is ladder room. Again, kind of takes some callouts off Modern Warfare. It also makes sense. It's literally just like the room on Ramaza. The ladder, the room, you know, it's common sense. This is bridge. And then going back here, this is truck. And we decided to call this green. Again, I know some teams call that room up there green, but we already know the call out ladder room. We've never used a call out named artillery. This is green, so Team Gray is going to call this green. And Isaac, am I missing anything?
This Becky. Mm-hmm.
I did, yes. And we're going to call this fuel, because there's a couple of fuels that we use on Modern Warfare. The official term is fueling, but we're going to call it fuel. Shouldn't really use this call out a whole bunch, but it is possible. So this right here is fuel. Alright, so moving forward to the hardpoint rotations, we're just going to go through them real fast. Then we're going to go through where to sit on each hardpoint for players 1 through 4. But this right here is P1. This is walkway. Outside of composite, top vents. Again, people will know what you're talking about, but for the time being, the official call out is walkway. The second hill is radar. This entire little area over here. And then P3 is on the other side of the map. P3 is AC. And then P4 is dumpsters, which is right here. And then P5 is mid crates. Alright, so those are the hardpoint rotations. Now we're going to, starting with walkway, we're going to go over where each person needs to sit on each hardpoint, so that we can not only secure current spawns, but also secure spawns for the next hill as well. So, starting here, player 1, which will be securing spawns, needs to be on these crates right here, mid crates, looking in the mid, kind of go both ways here, look up in the ladder, right in this area. Again, this is securing spawns. Player 2, and watching flank. I forgot to throw that out there. He'll be watching flank. Player 2 will be on point using the head glitch right here toward caution. I'm pretty sure this is the hard point as well. And you can use this head glitch watching toward caution, vent room, all that. Player 3, he will be ladder room, which is also helping with the flank. You can go on the bridge as well if you want, kind of help player 1 look over mid. This is a big support position. And player 4, he can be in either vents, but I would suggest vent room. Get behind this head glitch. You've got all the bases covered. You can even Need to, you got 3 people in caution. Come out here, help the OBJ with caution. So again, use that. We sit in those points. Make sure you communicate with your team. You'll keep the current and securing the next hardpoint spawns as well. Going on to P2, which is radar. So a lot of focus is put onto ladder room on this one, but one person needs to be entire watching toward ladder room, but because there's also going to be someone else watching toward ladder room, you also need to be looking mid, looking for the flank. You need to go bottom tire for a split second. I wouldn't leave it too long because ladder room is a vital call out for this hardpoint and on control as well. So this is where player 1 will be. Player 2, he will be bottom tire, and what he'll be doing is, again, like I just said, watching flank, and will come from that direction. But because you got somebody entire, these positions really overlap each other, which is good. So if he's got this position for the time being, you can flip out for a quick second, go on this head glitch, check composite, check over here, check the flank. Not only are you supporting that player 1, but you're also getting spawns. And again, watching the flank. Player 3, he will be, let's see, hang on a second. Yes, player 3 will be, almost got confused with P1, but he will be over in this area watching toward A-bomb, top crates, anywhere in that area. Nothing coming this way, a lot of traffic up in the ladder. He can also use the tank as a heady.
Radar.
And then, whatever. And then, player 4, he is also in point. Again, he's going to be here helping out with, this is a huge support position, helping out with ladder room. He can advance up a little bit if he wants. Don't push up too much because you should be in defense mode. You can also flip around this heady, watch toward A-bomb. So again, this is a huge support position. Really every position on this hill is, but this position is huge for the OBJ. Normally your OBJ is your lesser gun skilled player, so this guy can quickly turn around and get the pick if needed, or the trade, whatever is needed. Okay, for P3, which is AC, Jesus, it's a long walk. Give us a second. Alright, so over here on P3, which is AC, player 1 will be on point on the head glitch here, looking into vents room. Player 2 will be over here at the floating tank. No, that's P4, Jesus. I need to start covering these up. My bad. Yeah, don't listen to that last one. Player 2 will be here in caution. He can help with vents, but really what he's doing is watching toward composite, anybody coming from bridge or mid. Player 3 will be generators. And he will be a support, like if player 2 was to die, then he will be able to get anyone coming in the shop. Because if he dies at caution, player 1 has the enemies if they're going through vent room, and he will be supporting player 2 for if they're coming through shop. And then player 4 will be watching for flank. That position right there, by the way, will be securing spawns, obviously. Player 4 will be truck, watching mid for the flank. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, there we go. This heady. Doesn't matter what side, but I would recommend that side. It has a good heady, but so does this one right here. But yeah, I believe you've got more cover there. So P4 is over here at dumpsters. And player 1 will be on point watching toward ladder room. Get on this heady, crouch, you got a good line of sight into it. Player 2 will be floating tank, watching right side mid, helping with bottom tanks. But the main thing for him is just watching the entire right side of mid. But if player 1 was to die, then he can also go over here, secure the hard point if he isn't already, and help out with ladder room, because again, ladder room is key. Player 3 will be on caution, and he'll be watching the walkway, and he is also securing spawns. And then player 4 will be just helping with left side mid. So again, these two positions kind of wrapping in with one another. And if needed, obviously the left side mid can also help with right, can also go in this tank as a heady. So many different positions right there. And for P5, which is mid crates. Now this is a very important one. It's going to be hard to execute, but the way that he has it set up is for a spawn trap. Specifically back here. So player 1 will be ladder room. And what he'll be doing is in ladder room is watching any type of flank. If they're trying to get out of the spawn trap, coming over toward this way, then the person in ladder room has them here in radar or entire. Player 2 for P5 will be in composite, watching the left side of spawn, and can also help out with mid if needed over toward tire and mid crates. And then player 3 will be bottom tire, watching the right side of spawn. So the guy on in ladder room, which is player 1, again, he'll be there mainly if this guy dies, but they can sneak around. But if this guy's doing his job, then player 1 won't have that much to do in ladder room. So you can kind of go out on the bridge and help with mid if you're not getting any action over at radar ladder room. So this guy right here, player 3, will be watching the right side of the spawn. Don't want to push up too far though, because then you will change spawns completely. And then player 4 will be on point, watching mid spawn. And obviously he needs to be watching his back too, because more than likely someone's going to push up too far, farther than they should, and spawns are going to flip. But that is set up for a spawn trap, and it's easy to spawn trap on this game, and specifically this map. So that is the hardpoint locations where we need to sit at in order to keep spawns and to get spawns for the next hill. So now what we're going to do, and we don't have as many as we usually do, it's a smaller map with less lines of sight, but we're going to go over all the lines of sight that we have found. So first of all, this head glitch over here on caution, it is a very usual spot for people to be camping. A good way to counter that is get on top of these tanks. Isaac, I can't see you, but shoot through the wall. But if you feel that he's right there, you could shoot him through that wall, even though it's a steel wall. There's not really much bullet penetration, and if he's not, then you'll see his head right there and you'll get the easy headshot. So the second line of sight that we have, and this one's pretty obvious, but for those that don't know, especially if you don't have Cold War, you can go on top of this floating tank right here, kind of see all of mid, including over a little bit into composite, just a little bit, over on the walkway mid, and into spawn, and into ladder room, which could be huge. Okay, Isaac, go to ladder room window. Alright, so if someone just happens to be in ladder room window right there, a good way to counter that, get on top of these crates right here. You can see right in the ladder room and get the easy pick. And Isaac, next I need you in the composite head glitch. So again, another usual camping spot is the head glitch over on composite. Jesus, if I can see it, I'll just get back here. But a good way to counter that is to get right here. You can see the guy all the way over onto the composite head glitch and get the easy kill. Just control your recoil for the long distance. For the next line of sight. Alright, we've already pointed it out one time, but get to the caution head glitch.
Okay.
Alright, so for this one, go over to the right a little bit more. Alright, so we'll just go right here. We already showed you this basically, but from up here on bridge, if you feel that somebody's right there, you can shoot someone through the wall and get the easy pick, and I'm not going to wait on them to get all the way over here. But if it's a 1v1 situation, I wouldn't suggest doing this if you're in like a 1v4 or if it's just 4v4. But if you're in a 1v1 and you know that the enemy is right there on the caution head glitch, a good way to counter that is just to get up here and you get the easy headshot. Well, yep. So again, that's more for like a 1v1 situation, search and destroy, or control, since it's a yeah. If they are down to 1 life, and then you know that that's where he's at. There we go. I can't even think of the word. But let's see. Okay, so if someone is in vents right around in this area, just kind of camping, and you know that he's right here, again, possible another 1v1 situation, what you can do is you can get under this, I don't even know what this thing is, and look into vents, get the easy pick. And another thing that is very important is in search and destroy, you plant the bomb right here. Well, you plant the bomb right here. Get back here. You're exposed on this side as well, and since there's 24/7 dead silence, it does make it difficult, but you can get under this orange thing right here and defend the bomb. Alright, so just 2 more lines of sight that we're going to go over real fast is these back tanks. You can get under each one of them. That right there is P5, I believe. You can get under this tank right here. You are kind of exposed, and it can be an easy headshot for the other team, but I think you'll catch them off guard, and you'll have that split-second advantage. So you might be able to get the easy pick looking into P5. And the same thing kind of goes for this tank back here. It's a little bit more cover. Isaac, I can't see you, composite. But if someone just so happens to be mid camping in that corner, I don't really think that's going to happen if they know what they're doing. But I just did want to point out that you can get under this tank. Alright, and our last line of sight is over here on the radar. And if you get on top of the radar right here, okay. Yeah, get one. I think it's top crates, Isaac. Ain't it?
I think
yes.
so.
Yeah. So if you go on top tanks right here, you can see this person right here, and your bullets are going to hit off the tank, but you can get the kill. So you can also do the same thing from right here, and you're a little bit more exposed, but you can look into tire as well. So you are going to lose some bullet penetration because it's hitting the side of the tank as well as hitting the enemy. So that was the last line of sight. That is the end of the film session. I do appreciate everybody tuning in from Team Gray and other teams. And I do believe that this was the last map. So no, we got Miami. I just lied. But we'll get to Miami soon. That is a search and destroy only map, so we're going to take our time with it. Again, I appreciate everybody tuning in. And if you're in any Team Gray lineup, please go ahead and meet up with your coach. And please pay attention to the lineups as well, because we got people in Modern Warfare and Cold War today.